Congratulations on the film. You had this like incredible cast, and I would love to hear about how like you brought that together and made that happen.
Oh gosh, yeah. You know, it's one of those things, you know, like you get really lucky and one great actor brings another great actor and great writing and, you know, so it was a fun thing to be around these people. Just pretty much hit remote control and let it go, you know?
Was there anyone who you were like, I really want them on this film, and you got
Oh
them?
my gosh, yeah, all of them. I mean, you know, like even right down to Miles, who plays the younger guy. Like he came in. Of course, the bigger names didn't audition. He came in, and I was like, the minute he started, I was like, this guy's the real deal. So it's a blessing to have all these actors, you know.
Guys, he's right behind me, isn't he?
So, what was the most rewarding process of working on this project? Like a moment where you're just like, I love this so much.
Is working with my friends, and that's like the whole team. We're a tight crew, and this is our fourth feature we've made together. But also the actors. So Matt Amara, it was Matt Johnson, who plays a character named Matt Johnson in the film, and then Dara, who plays Mara. And I just wanted to see these two on screen together. I worked with them on the previous feature, but just a few smaller scenes. But I just wanted the whole experience of these two colliding into each other. They're such interesting, complicated characters, and then two brilliant actors playing with those characters. It was so much fun. It was so rewarding, and that's what I try to do. Like when I make a film, it's like I want to fall in love with it. I want to be fascinated by it, and now I just can't wait to share that with an audience.
Obviously, well known in the comedy verse. You know, you so many different movies, but I think not a lot of people know you started in drama. So with this Nutcrackers, is this kind of the meeting of both worlds, the best of both worlds, right? Perhaps.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty fun movie. I think any movie that is portraying some sort of reality is going to have drama and comedy in it, even super serious movies. And so what I love about David Gordon Green's movies is he goes between different genres, and he just had a very clear idea for this movie, I think, in terms of the movies of his youth that he grew up watching, you know, Bad News Bears, you know, Six Pack, Kenny Rogers.
Oh, okay,
you know.
wow.
And so I went back and studied all of Kenny Rogers' films and realized I think it was just one, which is Six Pack. Oh, and The Gambler.
Okay, there you go, too.
And I've always kind of modeled my career after Kenny Rogers. Not really, but
Okay, yeah.
I looked up to him and wished that I could sing. But it was fun to just be in David's world and make a movie that had a clear point of view of like, hey, this is gonna be a fun, family, edgy, quirky kind of movie that has a lot of heart and soul, and it was so much fun to work.
Congratulations on the film, of course. I'm really excited to watch it, actually. I did want to ask you, what was your favorite part about working on this film and working with Joshua?
I think Joshua's passion for this project was a real inspiration. You know, his films and why he makes them and what he wants to explore and say with them are so important and vital to him. It was just such a privilege to be around that and be in his orbit.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I thought the musical element to this film was really cool. And is there like a musical performance you think audiences should look forward to, if you're allowed to say?
Yeah, all of it. I like Moses' voice. Moses' voice is something else. All of the songs, really. I think everyone kind of has a number, and in watching the film, I think everyone does a beautiful job of it. But the music written by Josh Schmidt and produced by Marius de Vries, who's our music producer, it's really quite something. So I hope everyone likes all the songs.
What was like the inspiration? What was the like conceptualization of this piece like?
I was working on a different film for a couple years writing it, and it just wasn't right. And I kept being like, I don't know why. And we had followed each other on Instagram, and then we literally just ran into each other one day on the street, and that happened to be Bretton's 1 year on testosterone.
Oh, congrats!
Three now.
Oh, even better!
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
But that night, he posted like 50 Instagram stories of his vocal transition, and I just was like, this is so nuanced, and like such an important story to tell. I just like watching those stories, I was like, this is the film I've been wanting to tell and writing horribly up until that point. And so I literally just, like, we had met for 45 seconds and I Instagram DM'd him and was like, would you ever want to make a feature film with me?
And I was obsessed with Jay Stevens, and I was like, I remember opening that and being like, wait, what? Like, literally, what?
Oh my God.
So I said, no.
You said, I'm actually busy that week.
Yeah. No, I'm busy for that next 3 years. Yeah. No, yes, I was, of Of course.
And then 2 months later, we started the first chunk of shooting. So it just was like, let's go, or else we're gonna miss the most relevant part.
Yeah, you like hit the ground running. That's amazing.
This film is so interesting because this event you wouldn't think of happening and how stressful it would be. So what drew you to Harris's novel and Strawn's screenplay for this adaptation into a film?
Well, exactly that. That it's a thriller that twists and turns many times. It takes me into unexpected places. Every character that is vying for the throne has a secret that gets revealed sooner or later, and a weakness and a strength, and one of them will prevail, and that's sort of these men locked in a room vying for power was a very interesting story. But underneath it all, it's always interesting that you have a main character who has an inner conflict, and that Peter wrote beautifully for Rafe. The inner conflict of doubt, of not knowing if he's in the right place, not knowing if he's the right person for the job. And so I think that was a very important part for me to embark on this journey of doubt with Rafe, and that makes the movie more complex than just a story.
Well, I'm very excited to see how complex that story unravels itself. But I do want to ask you just one last final question. Do you think you could take the role as the Pope?
100% no.
That's
There are
it.
much better people for it than me.
In this film, I know it's so focused on art and the importance of art. And I was actually wondering, how important is art to you?
Incredible. Like, I think it's a way to communicate emotion without words, and sometimes it can even communicate it better than speaking, like I'm doing right now. So I think it was such a good way to kind of move the story in a way that wasn't necessarily through dialogue.
I know the character in the movie draws a lot, but if you had a specific medium that you would like to work in for art, what would it be?
I admire sculpting so much. I can't.
Art.
I can't. I know that. It's something that I wish I could do. Maybe one day I'll try my best to learn. But no, I think that's incredible.
Okay, look out for an art piece by Kira soon.
There you go. Maybe in a few years.
How important is art to you personally?
Well, that's obviously what I do. That's my life as an artist. So it is, obviously I'm an artist because I think it's the most important. And that's all I can say. I mean, I interpret everything and engage with life absolutely through art. I mean, that is a very big question that can just kind of go on and on and on about it. It's like, what is the significance of it? It's how we know ourselves. It's how we learn about ourselves. It's how we entertain ourselves. And it's how we can engage with each other.
How was it working with Pete Davidson on set?
He was great. He was really great. We did great stuff.
Is there anything as an accomplished executive producer that you think would have been lovely to hear as a youth when you were starting to this process? Now that you're getting your stuff made and it's at TIFF, what would you want to say?
Well, look, I started out when there was the word diversity or any kind of support for ideas that weren't mainstream, white stories it was not even a thing. And everything about my career has been about fighting. And so times have changed, things have gotten better, but the fight is real. So I say to young filmmakers, nothing is given. You have to fight. And then the other thing I also say to young filmmakers, and that was something that helped me well, when people say no, just look at that as an opportunity to find an answer and to work around. I actually was talking to my kids and I was saying, my whole career, it has always been about taking the no's and proving everyone that no, I can, that I could get it done. That your no is not going to stop me. And so those are some of the things coming from a person who's been around for a while and now seeing some of the changes that are positive, but still knowing that nothing is given, everything is earned, and you got to earn it.